Welcome everybody to Future of Beauty Unfiltered. I am your host, Hannah Cook, Head of Growth here at the Pull Agency. And today, we're going to just take it back a sec. We're going to dial it down a notch. It's almost Christmas and man, oh man, are we tired. It has been an absolute whirlwind of a year. So I kind of just wanted to jump on firstly to say thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who has been a part of this journey for us. We have learned so much along the way. This podcast is now streamed in over 21 countries and has grown substantially over the last year and is growing day by day. And that's because of you, the listeners, the guests, and also everyone at the Pull team that helps make this happen. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you and Merry Christmas. But this episode is actually more about having a little bit of a download of what we've learned over this last year. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I just want to recap what we've been through. We started the year actually talking about the connection between gut and mental health. This has been a theme that has been coming for a long time. It has been around for a while, and I think consumers are more aware of gut health than ever before. There is still very much complexities that come with that, and it's still a confusing space because none of us actually get how microbiome works, but we're trying, and that's the most important thing. It's all about protecting that flora and fauna. But we've also had many discussions with amazing people and friends from across the pond talking about the power of fragrance. Again, how do these things make us feel better? This has been a theme throughout the entire year, not by design, but every single person in every single category has said the same thing. It's about feeling good. Whether we're talking about inclusive packaging, talking about sustainability in skincare, the microbiomes and the merging of the categories, how consumers feel about the power of reviews, trichology, how can you grow good, healthy hair, all the way through to intermittent fasting. We have spoken about it all, debunking sun protection myths, why SPF should be a part of your daily routine, why SPF should be like brushing your teeth. You use it every single day. You should be brushing those toothy pegs every single day as well. Oh, toothy pegs, it's like I'm talking to my child. I also apologize for the croaky voice, guys. I'm so here. I don't know about anyone else, but my brain is just, I think when I got to the 1st of December, it was like, I'm going to shut down now. I'm done. And everyone else I seem to speak to is exactly the same because the lurgy that's out there at the moment, guys, is real. But just a couple of key trends that we identified this year from things that are going on in the market, they're going to be moving on. And we're definitely going to be seeing more, or I'm predicting we're going to be seeing a lot more in 2024. I speak to hundreds of brands within a year, and that is an absolute privilege because it allows us to really see how everyone across every category you can think of, whether that's supplements, beauty supplements, health supplements, menopause, hair, skin, nails, eyelashes, aesthetics, even fragrance, it's all coming into it. Home, there's so many areas, fitness, it all links together. And what we're seeing across all of them is exactly the same. People obviously care about looking good, but what they care more about is feeling good. We have done research across every cohort of consumer you can think of, and it's the exact same thing the whole way through. Yes, there are different motivations. Everyone has different whys. The reason of their why is always a key element to how any consumer is going to be purchasing and looking at a product. But the overarching thing, 95% of consumers care more about feeling good than looking good. And that is going to bleed more and more. And for that reason, over the last few years, we've seen a massive shift in the beauty category. I don't know about how anyone else feels, and I would absolutely love to get your views. And if you want to have a chat with me about it, please get in touch at podcast@thepullagency.com because I love having these discussions. But from what I've seen, the beauty category has blended and moved into the wellness category because they care more about the outcome of how it makes them feel. But what I've also seen is the wellness category is moving into FMCG and food. And I think that is absolutely key to how this market's going to be moving forward. It's all about the ingredients. For the consumer, it's about how is this going to make my life better? Where is it going to improve my quality of life, health, and how I feel about myself in general? And it's moving twofold. So beauty's moving to wellness, wellness is moving to food. We're seeing the immersion of beauty chocolates. We're seeing the immersion of like the rising gummy supplements just in its own. It's still moving into that space. The drinks that people are moving to, protein cereal. Cereal did a cracking job at grabbing a space in that market. We're looking for more and more ways to take our everyday products and actually contribute more to our wellness. More hair products than ever before. I mean, Olaplex obviously did a fabulous job at starting this, but it's about how can the shampoo and conditioners that I have to use have a much bigger impact on the health of my hair, the health of my scalp. Scalp exfoliants are coming in. They have been for a long time now, more than ever. Oils introduce. Oh, see what I mean, guys? I just can't talk today. The introduction of aromatherapy coming back in again. CBD, how these fragrances can support us. It's all linking back to that general sense of well-being, and that the beauty category has done a fabulous job at actually bringing those two together. But more importantly, it's going back the other way. So we're seeing more oat-based exfoliants than ever before, natural ingredients coming into skincare, whether that's sunflower oil or coconut oil, all these different elements, aromatherapy, lavender, oud. Oud oil is something I'm seeing loads. You know, we're starting to see Dirty's done a fabulous job at bringing in mushrooms, which we all know are the most amazing ingredients to help support if you're looking for help with anxiety, stress, even muscle relaxants. There's all these different ingredients. People are looking for new alternatives to caffeine because we're realizing that, again, these day-to-day things that we use, are they supporting our health? Are we operating at our optimum? Zoe, most amazing brand. There's so many of these other things where now people are wanting to understand at a personalized level how their body reacts to food. There are all these incredible tools, systems, and products and businesses out there that are helping the consumer gain a much better understanding of their own mental health and well-being, and that is what they're striving for. That's the shift we've seen over this year, and I'm not really surprised. 3 years ago, we were sat in lockdown. I hate talking about COVID on every podcast, but it was such a pivotal point within the category. Not only that, though, it made us stop and look at our well-being. And that's carried on, and it's become more and more of a demand as we've developed these healthy habits going back through. The other thing that I think we're going to be seeing more in 2024 is the power of time and convenience. We care about two key things. Is it going to help me with the problem I've got? Does it actually work? And is it easy? So that's 3, isn't it? Is it easy? Every single piece of research we have done, the more and more we ask these questions, the more we are seeing the same answer: ease. Ease of use, whether that is in nails, eyelashes, skin, hair, and even supplements. Is it easy to take? Is it easy to integrate into my day-to-day routine? Am I going to remember to do it? And is it going to have the impact I'm hoping for? Now, we all know, whether that's even in supplements or skin or any other space, there's no golden bullet. There's no if we all knew what that magic thing was, we'd all be millionaires. But the reality is, it's holistic. It's part of a broader process, and consumers are looking for that support from brands more than ever before. They're looking for that guidance and advice on, okay, your product's going to help with this, but what about everything else? And so that level of clarity and communication on how simple we can keep something within their daily routine is going to be more important than ever before. And here's why I think that's going to be coming through. When we were all in lockdown, we saw a massive increase within the market, lots of brands coming in and seeing huge overnight success. And there were lots of reasons for that, but one of the key reasons I think we saw such a big growth, let's take the nail care category, home nails as a prime example. We had time. Consumers aren't professionals. Obviously, well, no, that's not true. Consumers can be professionals, but the general non-professional consumer, they're never going to get the same results as if you would go to someone that's trained for years and decades to do this. But because we had time, we could make mistakes. We could get it wrong, and we could keep practicing and going until we got it right. And for that reason, it became part of our routine. Fast forward 2 to 3 years, the speed and pace of life has gone back to how it was before. And if anything, it's even more chaotic because we're dealing with lots of other consequences and challenges off the back of what everyone in the world went through. And for that reason, this kind of sense of fear of getting it wrong and making mistakes and this lack of time to be able to fix it, it's costly. If you make a mistake doing your hair, if you make a mistake doing your nails, if you make a mistake in your skincare routine or whatever it may be, it's costly because it takes time to take it all off and do it again. And therefore, consumers are going to be looking for things all compact and together more than ever before. There are so many things that we've got coming in this podcast over the next year. I cannot tell you, and I am beyond excited to be able to share those with you. But we're going to be kicking it off with one thing. Every single year with our Future of Beauty series, we do consumer research with over 2,000 respondents nationwide. In January, we are going to be doing it on what we believe is the invisible consumer, Generation X. They have a crazy amount of spending power, and they are also the most overlooked cohort of consumers in the world. And we didn't feel that was actually right. There are so many amazing shifts going on in the category in so many ways when it comes to female empowerment, whether that's in female wellness with menopause or actually helping people understand around hair loss and different stages that you go through within that kind of stage of your life. But actually, how do we feel about it? So we've taken the time to ask those questions. On the 25th of January, we're going to be sharing that research, and I'm so excited to go through that with you. We have the most amazing group of panelists, some real badass women that are talking about it from so many different angles, and it really isn't going to be one to miss. If this is an area that you're interested in, and even if they aren't your target audience, guess what? Your target audience one day are going to be these women. So take the time to find out how they feel. One of my favorite things that we did this year was we had a big group of, it was the most chaotic day, but it was hilarious. 15 very opinionated women in this category. And it was so refreshing to hear them talk about how they feel and also how they feel brands are talking to them and making them feel. Because for us, the reason we do this research, the reason we have this podcast, the reason that we work in the way we do, whether that's being part of the British Beauty Council, whether that's being connected to so many other amazing bodies that go on in this space, is for one reason and one reason only, is to learn where as brands and marketers we're getting it right, but more importantly, where we're getting it wrong and where we can do better. And everyone's going to have an opinion. When you work in the creative world, it is a hard space to be in because everyone's going to have a view. It's so personal. And that's why we take the time to take an opinion and an attitude and turn it into a tangible metric. And for us, this has given us the opportunity to just learn and see the category in so many amazing ways. So thank you so much again. I hope you guys have the most amazing Christmas and New Year, and I can't wait to see you in 2024. This year has been insane. It's gonna be a stonker, and I really can't wait to have you back. So thank you so much again, and Merry Christmas.